We are back with our ongoing series, one of our favorites. It's called Today Living Legends. Al, this is the best assignment on earth, and you got to catch up with a true trailblazer.
I am telling you, it is hard to believe, but Diahann Carroll is 82 years old, and for the last 6 decades, this star of stage and screen has given some iconic performances, paving a path for women of color, one role at a time.
Say it's only a paper moon.
Did you ever think growing up in Harlem that you would be here?
I thought that growing up in Harlem, the world was going to be mine.
Yep. 82-year-old Diahann Carroll has been described as anything but predictable. A star of the stage and screen, she broke down racial barriers at the height of the civil rights movement.
The sweetest song.
Revolutionizing Broadway when Richard Rodgers wrote the 1962 musical No Strings about a biracial couple. And again several years later, starring in the pioneering TV show Julia. You're the first African-American woman to win a Tony Award. You're the first African-American woman to front a sitcom as the star. I mean, you've done all these trailblazing firsts, but was there a personal toll?
Oh, of course.
Doing that?
I don't know anyone, white, black, green, or yellow, who has been on the road as long as I was on the road and didn't have some little kind of disagreement emotionally.
Did you realize that you were breaking those barriers when you were doing it?
To some extent, a lot of it, the situations were so bad that I wiped them out of my mind as I moved along. And after a while, I felt like I was the first black woman to open a door. So I said, let's drop the first black woman to, please.
I will say from a personal note, and a number of my friends at the time, we all had crushes on you. I mean, these...
Isn't that nice?
We were all in love with Julia.
Really?
Oh my gosh, yes.
You're beautiful, Mom. So are you, mister.
I remember I had the TV guide when you were on the cover.
Oh, yes.
My gosh, that was a big deal, too.
It was very, very important.
It was a big brouhaha when you became Dominique Devereaux, when you were going toe-to-toe with Liz Collins.
Yes, we had a good
on
time.
Dynasty. That looked like it was just a blast.
It was. It really was. We were constantly slapping each other. That was a glorious experience in my life.
What's the best bit of advice you've gotten?
The best bit of advice that I've gotten came from my mother. And she said to me, never give anyone any advice. Smart lady. I always say, don't look at me. Please, don't look at me. Being married 4 times is a beautiful example of how little you know.
So practice doesn't necessarily make perfect.
You bet your bippy it does not.
I have been so many places.
Which is harder, to be young or to be where you are now?
Young, absolutely.
So if somebody could wave a magic wand and Diahann, we can transport you back to your 20s, would you take that?
No way. Maybe 35, 40, but certainly not 20. Oh, that's really hard. Listen, if I go tomorrow, you know I've had a good time. You don't even have to ask me that. Is that right? I know you've had a good time, too.
But not as good as you.
I don't know about that.
Wow. You know, going into this series, you know they're legends, but you forget why.
Yeah.
And then you sit down and get the privilege to talk to somebody like Diahann Carroll and see what she's done.
Your childhood crush.
I'm telling you.
Your adult crush.
No, it hasn't. No, it hasn't. So she's just so terrific.
If you could blush, you would be blushing.
Oh, I've got the vapors.
He has the TV guide in his coat.
I do. I had a Julia lunchbox. That's pretty sad.
That's awesome. Al, thank you.